Biggy is now live. Streaming Tactics Ogre, Reborn, Wheelchair Symbol Disabled Gamer Wheelchair Symbol, Tactics Ogre 100% run. Stream element spot running robot face.
Hello, folks. It's me, I'm Biggy, and I'm back. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit, as well as move my mic stand. Okay. A little bit lower. Okay. There we go. That should do. Let me just finish setting everything up here on YouTube and stuff. And yeah, okay. I am. Let me see the voice going through here. Yep. Okay. Good. And then for YouTube. That's really good as well. Oh man, I'm so sleepy. Because of the popcorn diet, I decided to do a little bit of water fasting to get my weight back in order, and it's not well, I should have started tomorrow, but I'll start today, and I'm going to be even slower than usual, which isn't too good, but welcome to the stream anyways. But yeah, it's kind of necessary since I am in dire need of some cleansing. Okay, my restream is working pretty well as well. There's a couple of you guys watching on Twitch. Hi. Thanks for being here. Let me see what else is going on here. Nothing much. Let's go ahead and switch over to Tactics Ogre, shall we? Okay. It's doing well. But I need to actually move my stream window over here. Feel free to say hi in the chat, of course. Text to speech is on. Oh, okay. Let's get started. Let's load the game. And I'll just show you where I am right now. We're in a pretty good spot. meaning we could do a couple of things. We could head to the final dungeon now, but as you can see on our checklist over here, that we probably want to get some end game gear going, and also just think about who we want to bring for the final battle as our final battle party. Our final battle party, if I make some sorting here, I'll definitely bring Denim and Kashua. Howdy, Mana. Thanks for being here. I'll definitely bring Denim and Kashua. We'll bring Vice as our gunner lobber. We might bring Canopus as our designated snooper. Another sniper is fine here.
How are you feeling today?
I could be better, man. I mean, I'm a little sleepy. I'm doing a water fast, so that's gonna impact my body a little bit and my ability to live stream a little bit. But all in all, you'll be glad to know that Limdul, the necromancer, has joined our party. So he's doing pretty well. And yeah, I'm just going to figure out first who we're going to use for our final party. Most likely, the party I'm setting up with is going to be Denim. Oh, let me just do a manual sort here. We'll have Denim and Kashua, definitely. And we'll have Ozma. Who else is our favorite here? We have Donato as our designated healer. We also have our White Knights. So we're bringing both White Knights. Okay, move them up. Next up, we want our snipers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put in okay. We'll have Lindel and Vice be our snipers. We'll bring in Ravnus because she's just generally useful. Okay.
Very nice getting Limdul. We shall have all the cryptocurrency now.
Cryptocurrency. Hooray. We'll move Ravenous. Okay. Depends on what I'm going to do. I'm taking the next 2 days off, so I'll need to move camera a little bit. There we go. Since I'm taking the next 2 days off, I need to basically set up, spend some time off camera farming stuff. As I am saying over here, we need to farm for wildwood stuff and end game gear stuff. So if we're bringing Ravnus, wanted to make sure we can manual sort. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll bring in Canopus. Now, who's going to be our 11, 12? I do believe I want some. Okay, I'm going to put in Hobrim. For now, the placeholder is going to be Hobrim. Right. You'll also be glad to know that off camera, I managed to farm the Enchiridians successfully. But yeah, let's actually have a look at our units then. I'm actually going to... okay, these are the definite 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The last two is going to be probably Hobrim. And who's our next unit here? Not sure. Because I wanted to... well, we have a bunch of range units. A bunch of spear users.
Very nice. Gotta get the enchiladas.
Yeah, you're making me hungry, man. Okay, but right. Let me just we'll try Azelstan, maybe? Is Azel the choice here? I will figure it out. Let's use this let's use Azel actually. Let's use Azel as a placeholder here.
My bad.
Before I figure things out. Which means that we're done sorting here. And going by the current order, we'll use this as our final team. And we're just making sure that everybody has the optimal gear that they can at this stage. So let's go have a look at... I'm gonna save first, just to make sure I don't make any regretful decisions here. And we're gonna say goodbye to the Palace of the Dead for now. And bye-bye. Let's head over to a normal shop here. And not check our party. I want to check the shops.
Oh, there's a familiar face.
And yes, let's actually go ahead and look at our unit list. And Denim has his dagger weapon set up already. That's good. He has the winged ring, which we will use. But we will not... we need something else for the final battle. And the final battle, we're probably going to try to equip some of these, whatchamacallit, earrings. So let's look at what we need to craft here. We don't need to craft a dagger anymore because we have Dragon Fang. Sword one hand we don't need because we have Lombardia. A two-handed sword would be important. So we'll need some Crystallosos. So we want to craft some materials here. Let's go ahead and craft the lightning Crystallos. Oh, we have 4 left. Yikes.
You sure?
Yes. Right. Let's craft this into our inventory.
You sure?
And go for the grass hewer blade.
You sure?
Yes. And let's go ahead and equip that on kill this. There's going to be a significant damage boost here. Look at that, plus 33. Next up, let's go ahead and have a look at our other weapons here. So we have spears, and the strongest spear available is the Ignis spear, which we require fire crystallos, and we need 2 of these spears. So if we craft material, let's craft a fire crystallos here.
You sure?
And that's the least of our craft equipped on Ravenous. Yep.
You sure?
And there's the Ignis. Very good. So we need 1 more. I'm going to make some notes on what we actually need. So we need how many crystallos? Well, 2 for this Ignis. Well, next up, we have a chance to get Glacius, and it is an upgrade, but that requires a Crystallos, which you don't have. So we're gonna skip on this upgrade for a bit. Next up, do we want some katanas? Let's skip on the katanas because I think they're going to be expensive. Cudgels we're fine with because we just use orbs here. So we can skip that. The whip, however, we want the blood whip. And the blood whip requires us to get tooth and claw and worm whiskers. This is the whip. These holy comets and blood whip is the choice here. We could actually get either, but I'd probably prefer this one because it does more damage. So tooth and claw and worm whiskers means we need to farm the forum for wildwood for them. And tooth and claw is going to be drops for griffins. So we could either go to forum for wildwood or the wind shrine. So we'll figure that out next. So definitely we'll need a pair of tooth and claws and whiskers. Let me just write that down. Tooth and claw, worm whisker, one of. We're not crafting any spell books. Next up, let's look at our crossbows. Al Il Ik Lilil is amazing in that, yeah, it's actually craftable right now. And Damascus crossbows, yeah, doesn't require anything to craft. And this thing does how much damage? Oh, it's holy. Does more damage to phantoms. Attack of 100. Yeah. General improvement here. So Al Iklil is going to be our next bit. We don't need to yeah, we don't even need to actually do any more crafting here. Yeah, very good. We could even just craft 2 Damascus crossbows.
You sure? What do you say?
And then craft 2 of these. Very good. The bow, however, we need to think about. Because we have the Garuda's bow and Ixcomili's bow.
Come again.
Not what I wanted to do.
Oh, there's...
Go back to bows. Yeah, we have the Garuda's bow, which requires enchanted feathers, and Indra's bow, which requires the Garuda bow. So we'll need to grab some. Yeah, this is a one-handed range. Garuda's bow is a one-handed bow with range 6 to 9. It's redonkulous. Indra's bow is more damage though.
It's looking more and more like the live-action adaptation of One Piece isn't just some prank LOL.
There's gonna be always a kind of like the quote-unquote live-action promises made because it's lucrative. All right, we have Garuda's bow, which is a one-handed bow with huge range, and Indra's bow, which is a shorter range bow. So let's actually go ahead and I think we need one more enchanted feather. Okay. So let's mark that down. One enchanted feather. Okay. Here. And that's pretty much it for the bows. We don't have any other fusils. But here's the fun part. We don't need shields. We don't have any character that uses shields. We also have... It's interesting if we wanted to make some more helms. Because these require a bunch of enchant feathers.
Can cover the entirety of any map.
I don't think so. Fusils, I think that's a better order. And the helm in here basically says, hey, we've got some better helms for you, but this only fits on the heads of one, two, yeah, just a bunch of buccaneers and things. So we could farm worm whiskers as well. It is a slight upgrade to the defense of the Damascus helm. And these Damascus helms require enchanted feathers, I think. Yeah. We'll figure that out too. Next up is all these robes. We're done. We don't need to actually do much. Damascus mail also is just a +1. The only other thing is the worm scale armor, which is required from Worm's Whiskers. So basically a bunch of worm whiskers. Yep, we'll figure that out. Armed guards. We have the worm scale sleeves, which requires a bunch of worm whiskers. Okay. So definitely trousers are fine. But I think the other thing that we need to worry about are all these extra jewelry. These things require either like crystallosos and either or worm whiskers. Look at that. Some of these use enchanted stuff. Unicorn's horn. So basically, for these earrings, will require at least math 2 crystallos for each member. Okay, so 12, party of 12. Okay, we need 2 crystallos over here. So 14 more. Wow, 14 more crystallos. Is that what we're going to need to do? Okay. Yep. And we're going to need a bunch of enchanted feathers, worm skills, tooth and claws, ancient woods. Okay. Fair enough. Let's just go ahead and stock up on what we can. And the next thing we're going to do is head to the Forum for Wildwood. There's no question now. Because the good news about this is that I could farm for various different things like quite quickly. Let's head straight to the Adventurous Gap here. And what we need to get to is an area called the Scenic Knoll. And what, with party of 8 already? Okay. I'm going to disband our undead raid party. Let's go ahead and pick our strongest units here. We don't need to recruit units, so we just need to kill some. We'll basically put Donalto and Kashua here. We'll definitely need Denim. We'll also bring in Ozma. And we'll bring in both knights. Or do we need both knights? We just need the one, I think. Let's bring in Gildas because he has the better blade. We'll also bring in Lyndall. And Vice. Or should we bring in Canopus? Let's bring in people who we need to level. Bring in Canopus here. Okay, let's set them up. So we're skipping Mirrodin, Ravenous, and Vice. Okay. We're good on items, I think. Yep. Let's actually remove this mending salve. Limit people to 1 salve. Right. Are you properly equipped? Yes, for the wind stuff. Okay. Ozma is equipped well. So are you. You're equipped to the max already. You don't have a winged ring. Oh, we don't have a winged ring. We'll unequip it on some of our characters. Oh wait, you're not even in the battle right now. Okay, yes, yes. And Canopus could use Al Iklil. And Ring of Deafness. For more damage. I think that's going to be good enough. Let's turn on the AI assign all. And let's scout about. How many griffins do we have? None. Okay. We'll also need to make sure that okay, we also, let's retreat here until we find some more griffins. Any griffins? What happened to all the griffins? Hello, griffins? We need your enchanted feathers, griffins. Okay, much better. So let's first off make sure that Yunan has Beast Slayer. Instead of Dragon Slayer. Next up, let's remove all of our Undead Resurrection skills. Lucky Star, Meditate. Princess's Whim is interesting as well.
Andy Griffin. My grandma and mom love that show.
Ah. It's a bit of a boomer show, that one. Speed Star and Evade. Okay, you're good. You're okay. Let's remove Exorcism and replace it with Boon of Swiftness. You're okay. What other skills do you have? Engulf Lobber. Okay. We don't need Recruit on you anymore. Back attack and might as well use First Aid. Canopus. Yeah, you're good. We'll remove Upango Winds though. For additional HP? Yeah. Okay, let's head back. And let's go get started. And we're going to take this time to thank all my members. Thank you Apilux, Randamanta, Sephiroth Vale, Doug Bolden, and Raphael for being members. You guys get to watch all of my videos early and get some cool badges and emojis for whenever you comment. So if you're interested in the membership program, make sure you check out the description. Otherwise, it's just 3 clicks away. Liking the video if you enjoy it, or subscribing if you want to see more, and clicking on the bell notification icon to get notified for whenever I go live. Nice. And as we continue here, let's go ahead and have a look at what the game is going to be like. But yeah, first off, I enjoy the music so much. Favorite song in the entire game, very good. Nice parry there. And this is just, we'll need to actually, oh, look at that. Trinity Pulse. That's a level 4 skill. Of course, the AI decides to split the damage. All right. Nice. Wow. Evade. And we're going to actually wait for a little bit until we manage to kill one of the beasts. Make sure they could drop loot bags here. Do. Of course, you're gonna use one of my many mending salves. Yeah, we have a lightning strike on him on a blade with extra lightning damage. Okay. Let's go ahead and wait for a bit here. And first off, let's go ahead and use AI quick assign, cancel all. And let's chariot all the way back here. And if we make a repeat performance by using Double Fang, and I want to check if this is an item we need, namely Enchanted Feather. Very good. It's one of the many Enchanted Feathers we need. We'll continue with the assignment of AI. Go. Very nice. There's 5 viewers here. Let's see from where. Well, mostly from YouTube. There's a couple of you from Twitch. Hi. Feel free to say some things. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove AI again. Turn to battle, and let's move and see if there's enchanted feathers here. Yes, there is. Okay. So let's go ahead and chariot back to your turn. Let's take a bit of extra care here to make sure that we are targeting and dealing damage to the right unit here. Okay, let's stop you. Yildiz could move over here. And then end his turn, face this way. Same with Denim. Donalto could do some mass healing. I don't think there's any need though. Let's speed up Yunin. Ozma does not have an attack. We will move you closer. Hey, that was not very nice. Let's move and try to shoot the griffin. We do have line of sight, but then we probably want to use one of our skills. Right. And here's the princess's lucky star. Arrow flux. Denim's attack. Let's hope for the best here. And let's finish things off. And we're not going to bother with the enchanted feather. That was silly. I should have used the beast layer there. Let's go ahead and use our skill. Move you here. And feel free to ask any questions while you're here. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. Okay, it's a card. So let's actually switch up. Use the Slayer. And use a bow instead. Crossbow to be more precise. Right. Yeah, we're fine. 6 enchanted feathers is more than enough here. And I'll do the calculations that I need for whatchamacallit later. I don't know how many items do we actually need later. Good. Because we need to rush over to the scenic knoll. More enchanted feathers. Well, it's the 3 that we got earlier. And yeah, so there's some more XP here rather than the What's of the Dead. And we could either go to Snowmelt Stream or the Field of Fallen Shadow. So let's go ahead and go here. And you actually need to switch over to Dragon Slayer and Dragon's Bane, because the units here as you notice going to be mostly dragons. Well, there's 2 dragons, but that's fine. We're done here, and we're not even going to have to recruit them. And we're not the thing about the items like that we need, like Tooth and Claw, they're going to be deeper in the from the Wildwood. So we need to head through the stream, Gangana High Water. among other places. And this is because of our gear, we're in a much better spot than where we were with what was I trying to say here? Where we were with the Palace of the Dead. And I did spend quite a fair bit of time farming whatchamacallit for the Enchiridions. So if I realized that I needed more worm whiskers, I could have skipped ahead over here. So we could actually farm at the Scenic Knoll to demonstrate. But we're fine. We just need to make sure that these dragons drop loot bags, and that should be it. Needed a bit of coffee. Coffee is fine for a water fast, by the way, so don't need to be alarmed that, hey, I thought you said it was only water today. Coffee's fine. I'm not sure what you're doing over there, Gildas. Being generally useless. Maca antidote. Okay. Gave them a swift thrashing. Vulcan Lance is annoying, but we're fine. Okay. Iron Lace, some level 4 skills. Tornado. Dragon's Bane. Dragon Slayer. Nice. You actually did the skills. Okay, drop the bag. That's good enough. Yeah, this feels like kind of like a cakewalk in comparison to what we were going through before. Nice whip. You decided to magic leaf, so okay. Well, you're healing.
Man, I understand a water fast is healthy, but it also sounds intense. I could never do it personally, LOL.
You only depends how extreme you want to do it. You could do it like, ooh, air charm. Okay, I completely forgot that you could actually farm for charms here. Yep, so there's an air charm, random world scale, worm scales, world schemes. Yeah, worm scales and horns and stuff. Water fasting is actually kind of, you could, depending on how extreme you want to do it. You could do a half day, you could do a full day, you could do a weekend. Usually you could try it over a weekend. Let's go ahead to the Untrodden Marsh here. I think this is our introduction to some of the undeads. Let's actually scout ahead again to look at what the beasts and animals are showing up here. None. Oh, just one dragon. So let's just switch Donato and Kashua back to their exorcism roles here. Switch Princess's Swim with Holy Water. Yeah, and we should be fine. But yeah, water fasting is actually quite, depending on how extreme you want to do it. Usually I don't do water fasts at all. But I think because of the how many days? 3 continuous days of popcorn really did a number on my system, and I thought I need a cleanse just to get rid of everything. That was more what the case is. Ooh. Oh, come on. Dribble, dribble, shoot. Hey. Don't go robbing my stuff now. Off we go. And hopefully our other characters won't forget to exercise. Yeah, Dragon Slayer, of course. Yeah, look, our gunners are so strong. It's redonkulous. Okay, MB charge.
I see. I had never heard of a water fast until you mentioned it for the first time a while ago, so I knew nothing of it.
Yep. It all depends on how you want to approach it, but it's just basically taking, like, some people could even do it like 18 hours, and that's decent enough. It's just, okay, I'm not going to eat anything from this evening. So after I have dinner, nothing more than water until, let's say, the next day. And skip one meal, skip breakfast. Have a cup of coffee instead. And that's also already a good bit of fasting. Hey, we're getting things like charms of remissions too. So it's definitely worth coming back over here. And we're getting a couple of characters leveled up. Gildas getting his levels on his sword. That's good. Head to Gana High Water. Let's actually have a look at Scout here. It's funny that we're already doing 4 battles in like 5 minutes because I'm using AI here. It is the revolution of the AI. Speaking of which, I just saw a show on Netflix regarding AI. And it is very, very interesting. It's not regarding AI. It's more like a futurism show. And they were talking about the afterlife and death in the future, and how people could approach it very, very differently in the future, hopefully. For example, one thing that people are doing right now is, well, they're not getting buried so much, but they're getting cremated. Just give me a sec while I rewind my thought process about what I'm supposed to do here. Okay. Switch skills back for Donato. You need Resurrect, I think. And you'll need, instead of this, it's going to be Holy Water? No, Holy Water is going to be Princess's Whim. Over here. Go Arrow Flux and Tornado. And I think, oh yeah, last but not least is switching you back to Beast Bane. Yeah, but we're talking, it's a futurism show. It's like the future of blah, 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 right? And they were talking about death. And how more and more people are getting cremated now, rather than being buried, as in like being buried in graves, simply because of the it reduces the kind of like the necessary need for an upkeep for let's say in a graveyard, because if you pay for a cemetery slot, you need to pay for its upkeep, whereas cremation is generally cheaper. And they're actually taking it to the next step now, because there's offerings called whatchamacallit, composting. So rather than like human composting, so rather than turning you into ash, they could turn you into dirt and then have you buried under a tree of your choice, for example. So that was one idea. But that whole point aside, the coolest thing they were figuring out is that because the general nature of AI and coding, and how much of a, not only of a physical graveyard we're gonna have, but basically a digital one. Like, because we're so active online, we have so much content on the internet regarding ourselves, especially for our streamers. Basically, we're going to have AI smart enough to replicate us. So loved ones could, or people from the past, people from the future could actually have conversations with us, right? As AI generated text-based conversations on how our personality was. So there's no real afterlife that you actually have to worry about anymore, because we have so much storage capacity to actually basically store who we were in the past as data. And that was pretty amazing to think about. And there's also the idea of, okay, so how could we how would it make sense for us to store that much information Like, how do we justify storing that much information?
AI as Mongold LOL.
Oh no. Yeah. But yeah, there's also about how could we justify storing that much information in our in hard drives, right? Not that we already do. The thing is, you could also say they were talking about storing information in DNA strands. So there was basically a futurist artist, quote unquote, who was saying that you could decide to store information in DNA, coded into DNA into various plants, for example. So very much like Avatar, where information from the past is stored in the plants, among other things. But the problem right now is actually having the technology to actually read the information, which I think they say that's going to come soon enough. It's not like a hard thing. It's more of a figuring things out, that kind of thing. So they envisioned the cemetery in the future of a bunch of trees, like a forest, right? Where all of the dead has been composted beneath trees, and all their information is being stored inside those trees in the form of DNA. And whenever you want to have a talk with someone, you just go up to a certain tree and ask like for permission, then have some AI hologram pop up of the person who died, and just have a conversation with them. It's possible. But of course, they gave the caveat of how horribly exploitable it could be. For example, because the people who are going to own this stuff will be things like will be people like Google or Facebook. Imagine Facebook or Amazon owning that, and then imagine having dead loved ones be deep faked into doing an ad. Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, that's just we actually have to do that because that'll justify the cost of storing your data for deceased loved ones. So that's the kind of.
Like it would lead to some bad coping mechanisms if you had AI that could perfectly replicate deceased people. And yet, flippin' corporations exploiting it.
Yeah, I hate to see a future where that's going to be the norm.
I mean, Marvel is already using Stan Lee's Twitter account to market NFTs.
Oh, wow. There's so much wrong with that sentence that I am genuinely worried. Right, let's actually have a look at the enemies here. If I remember correctly, this is a space where there's a bunch of undead. No, this is the other one. Yeah, so we could just basically use the same party. Or we could switch over Lindell, for example, or Vice to get him some levels. And some more characters we could switch to get some levels. Like Mirrodin could switch with Gildas, for example. Canopus is also already level 40. So maybe
you go to
Hobram.
speak to your grandfather's AI at his grave, and you have to first watch him market Coca-Cola to you first before you can talk to him. Corporate hell.
It's like, whatchamacallit? And that's that episode of South Park where there's an AI talking like, oh, that's Alexa, right? And he's like a Stan's wife marketing stuff. But imagine instead of Alexa, it's just like a proper loved one. Yeah, that's just sounds dystopian. Alright, anyways, okay, you Hakusho, no. Unequip this. Equip. Okay. I'm having like a sinking feeling that I actually have not enough winged rings. Ah, okay. Right. Let's go ahead and switch back here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm going to switch Biggy with Azelstan. Just so that we could...
Companies are currently trying to get permission from certain countries to use drones to light up the night sky with ad projections. That is already too much corporate dystopia.
Well, yeah. Oh. I didn't actually want to do that. Oh, things are getting heavy rainfall wise. Oh, and all the beasts have disappeared, so Union could switch out for not just for me then. Yep, to battle. No, I'm actually kind of leveled already. Auto equip. And you could equip a maybe a grease string. Back to battle. Yeah. So just imagine having advertisement for that happening. But anyways, let's continue and look at what the game has to offer here. We're still moving forward in the slaying of things. And there's a couple of worms whiskers that we actually want to get. Do 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 do. Hey, stop that, you. Ah, that's unfortunate. Thunderbird. Oh yeah, summoning spells. Super useful. Ow. But where was I in the middle of this? Yeah. I imagine that being kind of like the whatchamacallit semi-dystopian future that we're walking into. That being said, it's a pretty interesting view for the future and what lies ahead for us. Speaking of Netflix shows I enjoy, I also love I've been watching Blue Lock, and Blue Lock's pretty amazing, but it's all kind of whatchamacallit, a deconstruction, not really, but probably a new take on sports anime. It's about soccer, so if you're not into soccer, that might be a little bit of an issue. But that being said, it's about how most soccer anime. No, it picks on how most soccer anime preys on the mentality of. I think I've talked about Blue Lock before, actually, where characters go, we have to work together as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. And we could, only by working as a team can we accomplish our goals. That's the general gist of this anime or any sports anime. And how well we work together with other people. Whereas they turned this issue on its head, and he said that that's why they'll never win in higher levels of competition, because most of the top level soccer players, at the very least, have really, really high egos. And you need to be an egotist, pretty much, to be able to succeed in the field. So they tried to, they basically made a Hunger Games style battle royale for the top soccer players in their teens, to and put them, and it's called Blue Lock because they lock them up in a facility, and they say that if you win, or if you are among the top players, then you will get a ticket to being in the World Cup finals team. And if you lose, you won't be able to participate in a professional team ever again. So basically, you'll end your career. Ooh, nice, and a bonus mark. So we could convert to priests if we so wish. So that kind of turned the formula on its head. So they're trying to be basically the biggest egos. Okay, let me just actually do some saving here. They've tried to farm the... Okay. It's ironic that I'm saving over for Wildwood.
This sounds like how Yu-Gi-Oh went from a psychological horror series to a card game series, but in reverse, LOL.
That does sound like what's happening around here. All right. Okay, Gildas, Lindell, Canny. Let me look at the opposing battlefield for a bit. Okay, no dragons. Let's go ahead and bring back Denim and Canny. I'll bring you over here though. Yeah, so yeah, basically it's just a deconstruction of what it needs to take.
Behold, an innocent soccer anime. Psych. It is actually the Hunger Games, LOL.
Yeah, yeah. But what makes this such an interesting premise? Oh no, what makes this premise work is that usually our hero is like reluctant hero of victim of circumstance, and oh, I don't know if I want to do this, you know, that kind of that's the kind of hero you'd expect to have. No, our hero is the one who runs head first into the program, instead of just just get, okay, I want this. So basically, he is the program is bringing out both the best in him and the worst in him at the same time, which is pretty cool. And they were saying, like, there was a scene that I enjoyed very much. That is kind of like kind of telling about how our hero is going to be. Is that he went face to face with an opponent, and then the other team lost, and basically the entire other team has just basically lost their entire future. The enemy team lost their entire future of ever being in a soccer game professionally ever again. And the hero basically said, so this is what it feels like, huh? To end people's futures. It felt pretty good. Feels amazing. And it's like, wow. We have pretty much a typical villain in the making if this was any other anime or any other series. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed the series immensely. Just another recommendation for me. Hashtag not sponsored. Blue Lock, pretty good anime. There's also another anime that's airing this season that I highly recommend you do not watch ever. Well, do not watch ever. Just don't watch if you're planning to have a diet of any kind. There's another cook.
Sounds neat.
Yeah. There's another that you do not watch for any way, in any way, if you're trying to lose weight or like curb the amount of food intake you're going to eat, because you're going to get hungry. Like very, very hungry. It's basically, and the premise is it's an isekai, but the hero is transported to another world. All the other people are like, oh, this is kind of like have broken skills and other things imbued upon them, but the only ability that our hero got was being able to access a supermarket from his old world and buy stuff, which at first glance is like, what a crap ability, right? But imagine being able to open up a menu and buy whatever things that are available in a mart at any time. And like his abilities become pretty broken. It basically gamed the system, and he also.
I think I have heard of this anime.
Yeah. I read it when it was a manga. I enjoyed it immensely when it was a manga, but they decided to make the food eating scenes super tantalizing, as only an anime could do. And I'm not sure which studio was it. I'm not sure if it's even like Mappa or that kind of studio taking this project on. So everything is super duper tasty looking. Like they spent extra detail on the food. And our hero basically said, oh, okay, spoilers for the first few episodes, but the hero just said, okay, like a huge sacred beast came in and said, what are you doing? Like, looks tasty, can I have some? And after that, he said, okay, as long as you cook for me every day, I'll become your familiar. And it's like Fenrir, the god of the wind wolf god, basically saying, okay, I'll become your familiar as long as you cook for me every day. So there's that, and he gets like goddess blessings because he cooks up stuff and buys stuff from Japanese supermarkets and use them as offerings. You know, and it gets ridiculously broken. And instead of doing the general questing, which is what you expect to see in an isekai, he just goes around and, hi, a cadet. I'm just talking about animes and stuff while we try to move through the farm for wildwood and farm for things. Welcome to the stream, by the way. And Frostfen, no? Aha, finally. We are at the Scenic Knoll. The Scenic Knoll is important because we need to basically kill as many dragons as we can. And let's hope for some worm whiskers. Right, switch you for... Who's the least relevant here? Let's actually have a look at the enemy area first. Okay. There's a total of a bunch of dragons. I might even switch...
Do you craft any heaven forks already?
No, no. I haven't even gone to do that yet. I'll do the Heaven's Fork stuff, I think, on my third run through of the game. So, if you look at the to-do list right now, is that I wanted to farm for some gear stuff. So I'm gonna demo the farming of gear of... actually, let me just switch off a couple of characters here. Who do I want to bring in? Okay, let's move Ravenous out. Put in you, Mana. And make sure you have Dragon's Bane. And Dragon Slayer. Uh-huh.
If it's an Ice Sky Protog, then they will get up no matter what LOL. I am still waiting for the anime of Reborn as a vending machine. I now wonder the dungeon LOL.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one as well. Reborn as a vending machine. No, actually, if we're talking about a good isekai, Reborn as a ... the anime. My recommendation for for this season is that cooking one, and this next one, the one for last season, I think was Reborn as a Sword. It is just, it ticks all of the usual boxes when it comes to this kind of anime, but at the same time, it also gets a kind of a pass. It gets kind of a pass because of how wholesome it is, and the relationship between the quote unquote sword protagonist and their tutor character. Right. Okay, let me just set things up properly here. Yep, you also need to have Dragon's Bane. Dragon Slayer. So these two will be here. All right, these two in the back. Let's make sure that we have all of our strongest characters in. I put in Gildas maybe. You know what? We're fine here. Let's just go to battle. But yeah, those are some isekais I recommend. And what we're gonna do here, yeah.
Interest in that sword Ice Sky. What I need to do though is get caught up on Ice Sky Quartet.
I can't remember what Isekai Quartet is, unfortunately. Is it that... I can't remember, but is it that show with the... where all the isekais actually join up together at a school? I think. Is that the one? It's the comedy one? Like
Yes.
Okay, cool. I would love to actually watch some of that if it's available. Because I only see clips on YouTube. I think it was readily available some time ago from somewhere, and I just can't remember where.
It is getting a movie soon.
Yeah. Well, you could have just expected that the franchise is going to do well. I mean, it's an isekai all-star kind of anime anyways. Speaking of all-star stuff, we could talk about whatchamacallit as well. What do I want to talk about? Oh, DC Universe. I'm super... Because I think James Gunn just came out with an announcement on what they actually are about to do to the DC Universe. They're going to do a Superman movie. They're going to make Batman movies that are either canon or not. And they're going to make sure to specify that, okay, we have this canon, this non-canon Batman. Let me just have a look at the AI here. Okay. You didn't have enough mana to actually do anything. That's fine.
Are they going to rewrite Batman and Superman again? LOL.
Yeah, basically they're going to do new reboot because Henry Cavill left the Batman universe. Oh no, Henry Cavill basically said goodbye to the DC universe, and they're basically going to have various shows and movies. And they're going to specify which one is within the DC universe or not. They're going to focus on the big three, which is going to be Batman, Superman, and the Wonder Woman. But for Wonder Woman, I think they're going to do a kind of Games of Thrones style show set in kind of the same universe as set in the Amazonian lands, I think. All right. Which is going to be an interesting take on Wonder Woman. And they're going to make a...
When are we going to get a dang Plastic Man movie? LOL.
We're not getting a Plastic Man movie, but we are getting a Booster Gold series. Seriously. If you don't know who Booster Gold is, he's the one with a basically superhero imposter syndrome. So he came from the future and uses future technology to actually give himself quote-unquote superpowers. So that's a pretty interesting series if it's going to come to light. But yeah, I'm also very interested in seeing where what's going to happen next with Jason Momoa. There we go. because he just left it before
Mr.
this.
Gold of all heroes, LOL. I am surprised. His character is a silly jerk, but I guess that is popular in Hollywood these days.
Yeah, it is. But we're also getting. I'm more interested in what conversation went behind the scenes between James Gunn and Jason Momoa that got him so hyped up. Because he was like super hyped up. So I'm imagining it's going to be something like the fan theories is that it's going to be okay, it's just a wormhorn. What's his name? Is that James Gunn is recasting our friend as Momoa as Lobo. And if that's true, it's going to be super amazing. I couldn't be more happy to see Momoa as Bobo. No, Momoa as Lobo. There we go. Seems like it's going to be a good bit of fun. And a much better fit for him as a character than Aquaman, I'd say. Blood sway like so, why?
Of course, Lobo LOL.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect fit for like James Gunn style movie. But yeah, that's going to be what's in store probably. We're getting a lot of wormhorns, but not a lot of not tooth and claws. Okay, beast horns and beast fangs. I'm going to actually rewind. Because the AI is going to definitely kill the green dragon first.
I think my favorite moment with Lobo in the comics was when he became a Green Lantern and slapped Atrocitus, the leader of the Red Lanterns, with a giant energy phallus LOL.
Yep. That's just sound par for the course for Lobo and James Gunn style movies. But yeah, the thing is, let me just save here. This is probably the best way to farm for Worm's Whiskers. According to
Stream Elements bot running robot face.
thanks Stream Elements bot running robot face. Let me look at which. Okay, farm for Wildwood loot table, and look up. Where is it? Scenic Knoll. This is one of the few places where worm whiskers are dropped, and also worm thigh bones. So if I copy here, yeah, they're actually 40%ers. So I'm actually surprised that we didn't actually find more of them in that particular farming instance. So if I paste, yeah, according to this guide, dragons especially the Cloud Dragon and the Earth Dragon.
Actually, if Hollywood wants a silly jerk, they need to make a Green Lantern movie about Guy Gardner.
They're
He's the only person that the other Justice League members wish they could slap silly LOL.
Green Lantern, or the Lantern Corps, more specifically, are actually getting a series. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So we could definitely get to see some Guy Gardner, I'd imagine. And if it's going to be like Lantern Corps, then probably doing the Guy Gardner Green Lantern is going to be nice. And if the Lobo, like the Superman movie comes first, but there's going to be a Supergirl movie as well, if I recall correctly. But if the Superman movie comes first, and Lobo was the main protagonist, or main antagonist of that movie, then I'd imagine Lobo could show up in the Green Lantern movies as well. And they're making like they're still making Dan Patterson Batmans, and they're making a they're making also Joker Part 2, as in the Joaquin Phoenix Joker as a second part. And they're actually making sure that those are they're going to be marked with alternate universe Jokers, as in they're not going to show up as a part of like DC universe. And yeah, going forward, they're going to actually do all the things that I basically mentioned there. But yeah, long story short, they're rebooting a bunch of stuff for new actors. They're going to finish off all the old IPs as well. And then any kind of IPs, specifically Batman, that are not going to be in a like shared universe, they're going to basically mark it as, okay, this is not canon in the main universe, but just an interpretation, so fans won't get too confused, hopefully. And what's the other thing that's happening that I need to talk about? Oh, they're making, for the in-universe quote-unquote Batman, is that they're making a Batman and Robin movie, and it's going to be Damian Wayne as Robin, I think. So they're going with that interpretation. Very nice. Oh man. I'll see how long I could last with the water fast. When we're already having trouble, a little bit of trouble, because I'm getting hungry as well. Okay. All right. We're getting obrins and things. Other than the worm's whiskers that we want. And aside from the worm's whiskers, we also need to get right. Let's remove AI. Yeah, we're not getting the worm's whiskers we need. Right. Slayer. Manta, you need to chop this dragon's head off. Oh, that's a good enough an attempt, I guess. Move here. Move over here. Use the okay, Demon Rose is not available. Right. Let me see here. Let's use this. And we could sword away you, maybe? Okay, good. Loot box achieved. Loot bag, whatever. Right, Biggy. Let's move you here. Dragon Fang. Nice. Heal. Let's just use the heal 300 here. All right, what could you do? Our little princess. Probably massive damage with a tornado. Let's go. Claws and horns. Oh, my belly's going. Rah. Okay, Dragon's Bane. Darn it, no added attack here. Travone. Right. But yeah, lots of really interesting things in our future regarding the DCEU. Or the DCU, as it's going to be called from now on. Let's see. Let's chop off some of these dragons' heads. Oh, wait. You have an Ignis. So let's move you here and do a double dragon. Let's see.
Hopefully DC realizes that they can't keep trying to copy Marvel and start doing their own style.
Yeah, with James Gunn at the helm, because what they needed really was kind of a visionary who could steer them in a particular direction, and having someone like James Gunn would basically do them wonders, I think, in my humble opinion. Right. Let's do some whipping. But again, if he's there for too long, everything in the DC is going to be like Suicide Squad, you know? It's going to have that irreverent tone. And that could be a good thing. Could be a bad thing. And I think, what's his name? The Martin Scorsese basically said that it's going to make superhero movies are kind of like theme park rides in what they contribute to cinema. And it's becoming slowly more and more true, what he's saying. So just kind of, we're going to hopefully see a resurgence of DC stuff. And maybe we might actually see, okay, I'm just going to automate stuff for a little bit. And hopefully see more DC related. Well, let's hope the DC rises, and hopefully that Marvel doesn't flop and do horrible things. We're not getting any Beast Whiskers. Beast Whiskers are 40%ers. So I'm not sure what's happening here.
Marvel is already starting to flounder.
Yep. Let's just hope they don't flounder further. You gotta give Marvel a bit of a break, though. Like, I think considering what happened during the COVID season, they handled that as best as they could. Whatchamacallit? Not season 4, like they handled phase 4 as best as they could, given the circumstances. And it could have been a lot worse. I'll say that. Okay, I'm getting scales and other useful things, but still not getting the... Let's see what happens if we kill this last one. We're still not getting the whiskers that we want. Right? Scythewind? Well, thigh bones are relatively rare.
I give Disney no breaks, and by extension Marvel. They made superhero a household genre of movie rather than just the niche one-offs they were for years, but their movies are so similar it hurts.
Yeah, that's what I said regarding having somebody at the helm of a certain project for a long time. I'm just talking about Kevin Feige, of course. We'll do that because it'll become samey. Okay. I think what's going to happen is that I'm going to repeatedly farm this particular thing off screen now, because we won't be able to see each other for 2 days, and we'll farm this place. And once I'm done here, and I'm done here, grabbing all of the tooth and nails, or whatever things that are actually tooth and claws, tooth and nails, like Magic the Gathering card. Gather all of the things that we need. I'm going to actually see you in a few days. Yeah. Sorry that I'm ending the stream here. I spent a lot of time just, doing AI stuff and just randomly talking about Marvel and DC and futurism and all the good stuff. But yeah, seems kind of weird that that's the case for today. But yeah, that is what generally happens. Okay, let me move my to-do list to actually be centered here. Move this here. Okay, that's centered enough, right?
No worries. You got stuff to do. Have a good few days off. Biggy_Biggy support.
Thanks, Mana. Well, thank you, Mana, and all my other members too. IPLux, Seth Rothvale, Doug Bolden, and Raphael. Thank you for your contributions. And yeah, I think I'm going to switch over to whatchamacallit for a bit. I need to open a new tab to have a look at my contents. And actually, this is the one that we previewed yesterday, episode 66. So it's gonna be episode 67. Where are you? Oh yeah, it's just Brom. I'm gonna set it as an instant premiere, publisho, and get the shareable link of this thing, and I'm going to post it over here for our XCOM premiere somewhere. But yeah, thank you guys for being members and supporting the channel financially, and you guys get to watch all these videos early, and get some cool emojis and badges for whenever you comment over on YouTube. And the rest of you guys, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more stuff, and also clicking on the bell notification icon if you really want to get notified for when I go live. But here we go. That is the XCOM premiere. Feel free to go and have a look if you want to watch some more XCOM. But yeah, thanks for being here, folks. It's me, I'm Biggy, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit.